Okay, YouTubers, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for joining me on the Angry Truth channel. So today's video, we're going to talk about the fight ahead of us. And when I mean ahead of us, I'm talking about this country. That's the us I'm talking about. Now, I saw a video that bothered me a little bit. And the video was a lady crying about President Trump coming back, saving us, and all this other shit. The video was pathetic. And I say that because President Trump worked for us. He wasn't the people saver. He wasn't the Superman of this country. We are the Superman of this country. The people are. We have to take that power back from these politicians. All of them. They work for us. They are the servant of the United States government. They are the servant of the people. They are not the end-all, be-all, last word government. They work for us. We want certain things enacted. That's how it works. Now, that being said, you have to work for the majority of this country, not a fraction of a country, not a less than 1% of this country, for the majority of this country. It doesn't work any other way. Though, I have to say, they are making it work for them in that way. But we have to take the country back. And we have to take it back by being more boisterous. And I'm talking about the right. I'm talking about the independents, the conservatives. We have to take this country back by being more boisterous. Sitting back, guys, and just saying, you know what, that's not my fight, is not an option anymore. We can't sit back and go, well, why are they passing that law for fucking less than 1% of the population? Well, because we didn't speak up. And guess what, guys? If you speak up, you're going to be labeled homophobic, transphobic, racist, sexist, misogynistic. You're going to be labeled all of these things. It doesn't matter anymore. The left, the psychopath, the liberals, they want to label you to make you feel bad so that you step back and go, well, I don't want to be homophobic or transphobic. Okay, all right, I agree with whatever you say. I'll agree with it. That's what they want. They want you to agree with their bullshit by calling you names. When they call you homophobic, you're like, well, okay, I'm not homophobic, and you know what, you're right. I'm not a racist. I love all black people. You know what, you're right. Fuck that noise. Stand your ground. Be called a racist. Be called homophobic. Be called transphobic. Those made up fucking terms. Be called whatever it is because they're going to call you that anyway. All right, guys? It doesn't fucking matter anymore. You could be Mr. fucking White. You could be the whitest guy in America, right? With the fucking parted hair and the cheesy smile and the tweed sweater. And you could be for BLM. And you have fucking posters on your front lawn. They don't give a fuck. They're still going to call you racist as soon as you disagree with one thing they say. You'll be like, you know what? I didn't like that cheeseburger at this restaurant. And the restaurant is black owned. Guess what? You're racist. Because you don't like the fucking cheeseburger in a black-owned restaurant. And yes, that is how stupid we are getting. We are nitpicking everything now. Not we, the left. The left is nitpicking. The right is headed in that direction, right? The right-wing conservatives, independents, we're headed in that direction, and we should never be headed in that direction. Now, to the video's point, the fight ahead of us, guys, again, like I said, it wasn't for Trump to save us. We need to move on from Trump. Trump is gone. Trump went bye-bye. He's done. He is not coming back. There is this bullshit I'm hearing about March 5th or 6th or whatever it is that he's going to come back into office. I heard a prepper on another channel say that, and I wanted to put my fist through my fucking computer because this fucking idiot is sitting there spreading more lies. Though he is saying it's rumor, it's enough. He is done. He's gone. We have to move forward without him, guys. That's how it is. That's how the fuck it's going to be. We have to take the fight now. The fight is for us to take up, not for fucking Trump. He is not the fucking white shining knight, guys. We are the American people. Trump is done. He is not coming back in April or March or some fluke bullshit or letting the system run itself. We need to stop this stupid fucking nonsense. Sad people hope that Trump might come back. It is done. It is time for you to grow the fuck up, ladies and gentlemen, and be a fucking adult and move forward. It's like a fucking relationship. When it ends, it's over. You move the fuck on. You don't keep living in the past. You don't keep hoping every day you wake up that Trump is going to be president of the United States. It is done. And the impeachment process that they're going to go through, I don't see Trump being impeached on it, like fully impeached. I know they bought the article of impeachment, but now they have to go through the Senate, and it's not going to go through because there just wasn't enough evidence to convict him, I guess, of impeachment of inciting riots. We must not accept mediocrity. Mediocrity is something that we can't accept, and the Democrats are fine with that, apparently, right? Because they are, when you look at Biden's executive orders that he passed or signed in the last 2 days, that's mediocrity bullshit. You're not supposed to be focused on transgender in women's sports. That is the least of your fucking problem. We got an economy that's about to crash. We got COVID, if you believe in it. And when I mean you believe in it, you believe in the extent of damage that it's doing. We have that to tackle, if you will. You have vaccines you need to be fucking giving out, which I'm against. And you're worried about transgender in women's sports because they need equality. No, the fuck they don't. Please don't get me started on men pretending to be women in women's sports. All you're going to do is decimate real women when men enter that sport. Right? And yes, you will get the occasional transgendered woman entering a female sport and not be able to cut it. That's occasional. But for the most part, if the guy's an athlete and says today I'm a woman, and he doesn't have to do anything to look like a woman, he just has to say he's a woman. That's all he has to do. And he can enter a sport, and he could jump in the arena with a chick and start kicking her ass in MMA or martial arts. He can jump on a soccer field and kick a fucking soccer ball right through a vagina. Right? These are the problems that are going to start developing, but that is something that's not a real major concern. We have major concerns to deal with, and Biden signs that executive order. Biden signs a bunch of executive orders. I think it was 17 the first day, and I don't know how many it was the second day. And nonetheless, that was a lot of fucking executive orders for him to sign. A lot of it was turning over a lot of what Trump did. Now, as an adult, going into the presidential office, I would have been like, let's see what works and what doesn't. And then I'll overturn this and I won't overturn that. But you got to step back and see what works and what's not working, and then you sign an executive order to change it. Or you amend it. So maybe it's working a little bit but not quite the way you want, and then you finagle it a little bit. You tweak it a bit. But just to turn around and turn it all over because you don't like Trump, that's that bitch shit. Now, yes, guys, Trump did do the same thing with Obama. When he went to office, he executive ordered a lot of things that he didn't like what Obama did. Instead of, again, stepping back and going, all right, that worked, that's not working. Let's tweak this, let's tweak that, let's get rid of that. That's what he should have been doing. Trump should have did the same thing. Biden should have did the same thing. But these two fucking assholes, they just want to exude their power. They want to be like, whoa, you know what? I'm president. Let me fucking put my dick on the table and show everybody how big it is. One of the concerning executive orders was the shutdown of the Keystone Pipeline. Now, I was against the Keystone Pipeline until I was able to do more research, read more about it, and find out that the Keystone Pipeline would have made us more independent with gasoline, gas, things that we get from other countries that we can cut back on, not cut it off completely, but cut back on and keep our oil prices low, or gas prices low, sorry. So now you get rid of the Keystone Pipeline. All right, because I know that a lot of environmentalists were saying that it was going to damage the environment. That is true. That's unequivocally true. You can't sit there and tell me you're going to make this pipe go through, I would say, wildlife areas that haven't been touched by man, and now you're bringing this pipe through. Obviously, it's going to disrupt that environment. But is disrupting the environment, and this is a question to you guys, is disrupting the environment enough to warrant bringing our own gas down from Canada? All right? So With the Keystone Pipeline being shut down, there's 11,000 jobs lost here in the United States. There's also a few thousand jobs lost in Canada because they were working on it there as well. So the Keystone Pipeline just put 11,000 dudes here in the United States out of work. Just like that. Gone. That's a problem. Because now you just added to the unemployment rate. You just added 11,000 jobs, 11,000 dudes on the unemployment rate. That's kind of fucked up. Again, there's always a way to negotiate in the environment. I am a big camper, nature kind of dude. So I am always wary of things like that happening in the wilderness. Always, because I like the wilderness. I like the trees, the ground, the grass. I like to go camping and drink out of the river or stream or whatever it is. I do filter it sometimes, not all the time. And, you know, those are the things in nature I like. So, of course, the Keystone Pipeline is going to have me on the fence. But knowing that what it was going to do for our economy, what it was going to do for the gas for us, how it was going to lower gas prices, it might have been worth it. But now you got this fucking pipe sitting in the middle of nowhere now, and it's not going to be finished. Funding is cut off. So now, could another company come and woo him with some more money so that maybe a private company picks it up and pays for it and finishes it? Probably. That probably could happen, but as of right now, it's dead. Cutting off funding, an executive order to cut off funding for the border wall. I'm impartial about that because I'm like, whatever, man. You build a wall or you don't, these fucking people are still going to come here. They're still going to get around that wall, over it, under it, whatever it is. They're going to make it happen. Trust me, guys. You give fucking people enough time, they will figure out how to get under and over that wall. So I'm impartial about it. Them shutting it down does cost jobs. That is for sure. So a few hundred guys lost work because of this wall being not dismantled, but he's stopping funding on it. And they only had a few hundred miles to go, and now it's dead. That being said, he just fucked us again with more guys out of work now joining the unemployment line. This one is not alarming. It's just bothersome because, again, I said it before, the whole transgender thing, he signed an executive order letting transgenders not be discriminated. That goes into the sports arena. So that means a dude pretending to be a chick can jump into the sports arena now and do whatever the fuck he wants. He's obviously, if he's an athlete, he's going to beat these women. Simple. If he isn't an athlete and he joins the women's sports team, whatever that sports team is, he might have a hard time. But if he is a true athlete, he's going to be beating these women left and right. We've seen it with powerlifting. We've seen it with track and field, sorry. We've seen it with track and field. We've seen it in MMA. There is a problem when a dude pretends to be a chick, jumps into a ring, and starts beating up women or beating women at their sport. That's a problem. Powerlifting, UFC fighting, and track and field. That's a huge problem. Because now women are going to be displaced by men. So much for feminism. Now, these last three on my list I have to read. These are the bigger concern, guys. The bigger concern that's headed our way are House of Representative Bill 121, hiring 200 ATF agents to enforce gun laws and rules. 200 more ATF agents means that if there's a complaint from your neighbor about the way you store your guns, they don't know how you store your guns. They know you own them, but they're just going to call the ATF anyway. And the ATF shows up at your house. Now they got to go through your house and rip how you store your guns and all this other bullshit apart. That's another way of making it harder for you to own guns because you could have the ATF at your house 8 times in a month. And for what? Because your neighbor's a fucking asshole? So that is a problem. That's something to be concerned about, and that's something to watch closely. House Representative Bill 121. House Representative Bill 127. This is a licensing for firearms and ammo. So that means now you're going to need a license. If it passes, you're going to need a license to get ammo, and you're going to need a license to get all firearms. Not just rifles and handguns. Sorry, not just handguns and not just semi-auto weapons, rifles as well. I know some states you can walk into a store and get yourself a rifle or a shotgun without batting an eyelash. They're going to put an end to that. They are trying to make it harder to own guns and make it easier to take away guns. But it's leading up to that, guys, because these new laws that are coming out are insane. House of Representatives Bill 125. This enacts a 7-day waiting period to buy firearms, to buy ammo, and to possibly get rid of certain ammos or restrict you from getting certain ammo. Again, another problem, because that's them picking at the Second Amendment a little bit at a time. They are going to eventually come for the guns. I know that Kamala Harris said that she's going to do a mandatory buyback. She did mention that, but let's see where that goes. Let's see if she actually follows through with it. One part of me thinks she might. She just might. But with all the other issues we have going on, guns are not our problem. They really aren't our fucking problem right now. Criminals are our problem. Criminal politicians are our problem. Politicians making promises and going back on it, that's our problem. If you want to say COVID's a problem, that's definitely a problem. Governors shutting down the economy just to fuck over Trump is a problem. Those are our bigger issues, not guns. So guys, this is the Angry Prepper. I can tell you right now, on the Angry Truth channel, my videos are going to be longer. That's just how it is, guys. They're obviously going to go over the 10-minute mark. I hate that. I like to try to keep everything in. If the longer videos are an issue, I will definitely just cut them down to 10 and do 2 parts to them, or split them up into 2 different videos. But outside of that, they're going to be longer than the Prepper channel videos, because I know people's attention span is short. You guys might have to stop this and then continue it later, but nonetheless, they're going to be longer videos. All right, guys. So this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for following me on the Angry Truth channel. Like and subscribe to this channel, and also like and subscribe to the Angry Prepper channel. Thank you for watching.